Here with the audience, and I'll be posting them on Instagram, so definitely go ahead and check that out with Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And let's see this playing path, ladies and gentlemen.
Right down the middle, looking like what is that, a west to east plane path here, right down the middle. And we've got some people jumping early. Looks like BRK again heading to the same exact spot, going to Watertown once again. Very comfortable to loot up in a very familiar scenario. And it looks like Gangstar's heading to their comfortable North Georgia pool spot as well. I'm getting comfortable, and you're going to see hopefully some action early as they're going to start dropping on top of each other more than likely.
And to be honest, that's something I actually want to go ahead and start seeing a lot more of, just teams landing where they're comfortable with. It seems at the beginning there. And actually, we're getting some knocks right off the bat. I'm not able to see their name there, but there is people getting knocked. Weapons, or at least this player doesn't have any weapons amid. So more than likely, he's going to go ahead and try to loot up as soon as possible. And I want to see, can they bring up the little action? As somebody from the Japanese team is currently very low on health. Luckily for him, he just found a medkit there.
Looks like they looted up. They found several cars and brought them all the way to Severny, and it looks like the Terror Squad did the exact same thing. So coming in from different sides of Severny.
No matter what, at least one of their players are going to be carrying it, which is good, especially if they're going up against vehicles, because that thing just shreds vehicles.
It's really interesting that they find them so early as well. I don't ever find DPs that early in the game. As frequently these guys are every single game they've had multiple.
When I spawn, all I get is just a pistol. And I'm pretty sure you people currently watching at home, let us know in the comments, are you
gonna snipe with the shotgun there?
Vandy getting some shots there on Arab Man is one of their players. Vandy actually starting to rotate around. Great place here by
What
Vandy.
happened? Vandy's teammates left her. Exclusive took off in the car. I think they had a buggy and left a couple behind. I think they're out trying to search for other cars. Arab Madness King was laying in the road, I believe, going prone, and watched that car drive off. And now Vandy able to light him up as he gets back to the house.
Vandy in full send, part of the fan favorite picks, and look at her. She's trying to move around. She's gonna be able to get him. She's actually starting to shoot at the car. Interesting place there by her.
Heal up if necessary, but again, comfortable to find a bush, hide in it, and then ultimately make her escape. She does find the buggy here, and is going to try to go meet up with her team.
Probably let them know, why did you leave me?
Performance, really making something happen here to get up those rankings.
Yeah, pretty much. Will the trend continue? We see them try to be aggressive, and as soon as one of their members goes down, what a grenade! My goodness, that was a beautiful grenade by them. Now, this is what we're talking about. They have one player down. They have all of their teammates up. What are they going to go ahead and do here? Are they going to go ahead and push? And as we're seeing here, they are starting to throw the Molotovs. This will be a perfect scenario if he has anything else just to go ahead and maybe push. But he has to watch out, because Doogie from the Japanese team is
Doggy out on the flank trying to hold these guys down. Terror Squad again holding back. They had the fresh knock, and then they had one that just got back up and was low HP. But again, choosing not to take advantage of the situation, letting them basically heal up, get back into the fight, and they're going to have to go at them again once they're all back to full health.
We have seen that backfire previously, and look at this place right here. But the Japanese team starting to flank around, trying to get different angles on them, and they are actually currently getting distracted by that, which they have to be careful, because the Japanese team is now starting to rearrange themselves inside that building.
Yeah, that UAZ definitely drew some attention, and it's caused the Terror Squad to rethink their position and start to rotate around and regroup. And you see that buy some time for the Japanese squad to get out of the house, jump out, and now they're going to rotate around. Nanitu, though, he might be in some trouble here if he lurks for too long.
People by themselves, nobody challenging them. Pretty much being able to go ahead and just load up, take their time, no worries whatsoever. Maybe the only time they might have to worry is just crossing the bridge and somebody being in Meltdown. But besides that, they're just going to be able to loot up, get maybe everything level 3 out of their minds, and then just go on and start destroying people.
Absolutely. We've got a Nod has Doggy pinned down, and Doggy's going to be trying to escape that place. These squads both seem to want to take the fight, though. Both have had opportunities to leave, and look at that, the UMP on Anand. He had a great angle on one of them, but the UMP able to take him down over the row of houses, and Nanitu at this point is going to regroup with his squad, and they'll figure out if they want to push the action at this point with one man down.
And it seems that's exactly what they're going to go ahead and do. You're starting to see rearrange. This is what I'm talking about. The Japanese team knows they have them hurt. They're going to go ahead and start pushing. This is what I was hoping the Terror Squad from India would have done early. The grenade there.
Wow.
Ahmed gets taken now with a beautiful grenade.
And now they've got 2 players down, and Japan is on the offensive. They are going to be hitting the Terror Squad very hard. One finish there, not going down. Nanitu getting the finish. And now they've got 2 players pinned in a building. They know where they're at, and it's a 4v2.
M16 there. Go ahead and use reverse. Look at this. C9, Cloud9 currently going up against KWCB. Can they go ahead and win this gunfight here? We have seen them actually choke some of the gunfights earlier. It looks right now that they are being able to go ahead and take the advantage as KWCD is currently going down. There's 1 player left. And ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Kodo being able to...
Cloud9 is able to pick up 4 kills early as well as continue to move 2 different locations with their squad.
And while we were away with that, it looks like there's just 1 player left from the Terror Squad. Keep in mind, the Terror Squad had the advantage at one point. They had a player down from the Japanese team. We have pointed out throughout the whole day, they keep being too passive. They need to push a little bit more. They need to stop being
early this game. That's going to drop them from the 10th spot. Gangstars, Bigatron, we've got those guys in at 9 and 8. We got Big Russian Bot, again, finishing pretty consistently. And then the tie teams at number 4 and number 6, and also number 5 with EVOS Burnout. So, yeah, basically China, then Thailand, and then everybody else right now.
Look at this. Team 12 Wildcard, Team 13 Cloud9. They definitely want to go ahead and get better places.
Look at this guy. Impressive.
All right. I like it. Get in the car, please. That's what he's going to go ahead and tell his teammates as he's getting around there.
But Castle and parking up there, I haven't seen that a whole bunch of times. But we do have a great called in. And we've got an AWM Grossa combination in there. And that is a pretty elite combo. I'd love to see some of these guys with their aiming abilities with the Grossa. Oh man, that can be scary.
A favorite from everybody, especially the AWM. That thing is just so lethal. If you're able to get a headshot on somebody, more than likely that is going to be a knock no matter what. And that's exactly what Suzuki Torti says. You know what? This is an AWM that I actually want. I'm going to go ahead and drop whatever I was carrying there. And I believe he also picks up the Grossa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's got a full crate loadout right now, and that makes him a pretty scary player. We'll see how, if he gets an opportunity to use that later on. And then we got some sort of little dance going on Torti here. Doing a little crouch.
Look at this team
brought him the Grossa. I like it. To be cautious to check that because you never know, especially when there is a no drop location like Robert Goye from LHW. You don't want to get caught being too cocky, like, oh, there's no one there, and then come across and get blown up. But then you check it first, they get across with no issue. Now they'll head on to the zone. All of these guys are pretty low on health. Hopefully they don't wreck their vehicle.
Yeah, and something to point out there is that every single one of those players are in their own vehicle. So if they were to go actually up against the squad, that could be a huge disadvantage for them because you cannot drive a vehicle and shoot at the same time.
You got RRQ Athena here taking on one of the crates, Fandy exclusive look on from the nearby compound as full send is trying to prevent RRQ from taking it. But unfortunately they failed to do so. Senior is going to grab the AWM and head on up the mountain once again early and see what happens. So, here we go, RRQ pushing up. They found GT Doyu out in the middle of ruins. Interesting spot for GT Doyu here. Not sure if they're caught mid-rotation or if they were just camping that little ridge side.
Something they definitely want to go ahead and watch out, but they don't even want to engage. They just say, you know what, let's go ahead and just leave them there. And look at this. RRQ is now going to go ahead and start going up against Wildcard. This is going to definitely get crazy because GT Doyu still has some shots on RRQ, so they could, RRQ could get third party, but GT Doyu. Here comes the shot, ladies and gentlemen. Seagut
hitting the bridge, unfortunately. Didn't want to expose too much of himself here. But now RRQ's got decent position. They're working their way up, but again, being shot in the back potentially by GT Doyu as well.
Outside of there, just gets completely taken out, and RRQ G9 pretty much outgunning one of the players from Wildcard. Wildcard just losing the fight, even though they have the height advantage. That is something you rarely see. RRQ just too strong.
Had position on him. RRQ getting shot in the back, but they just parked the cars just a little bit down the mountain.
These two players, even though he was able to get the first shots, and look at this, GG's just moving around, getting to the safe zone first, and that's something that I've been actually seeing about the there as he gets knocked down as well. They are starting to push the action here as Hero is trying to take on to BRK.
Doc is knocked inside. Hero unable to get there to help his teammate out. Oh my goodness, Doc makes it out. And look at this, they are going to wait to push and try to get their own teammates back up. Looks like BRK here content to try to save their own teammates rather than push the action.
Hero watching out for those grenades. He more than likely saw him coming. He's trying to pick up his teammate. He has to watch the angles though. As they just threw some grenades, he has to watch out. BRK waiting patiently. He's able to go and get some of those tags. Also, LHW taking out on Galaxy, and Sam taking out GT.
Looks like Everfury goes down from Gangstar.
We see that happening there by Dudu.
Looks like Galaxy is being griefed a little bit by some of the other squads, and they are in trouble for sure. CPT Khan taking down some of the Air Madness guys. It looks like GTOU taking out C9 Kato.
Great shot. Great, actually, grenade there by Hero as they're just doing work here on Hero. Hero actually takes
one of his own player.
Oh my goodness. You gotta watch out. You gotta make sure you call that out. And also, I saw some Cloud9 members getting knocked down there as well. I believe it was by GT.
Yeah, GTOU and Cloud9 are currently in a fight, and it's unfortunate, but Hero knocks Doc, their own player, and now they're chilling in the zone here. Looks like we've got the Cloud9 GT fight going on right now. Smoke's coming out from C9. They're going to try to get out of dodge, get different positions.
Just trying to get out behind that rock, and they're actually doing a great job there. And look at GT. GT now is starting to push it. They know they got him on the run. This is crazy. The aggressiveness of this team just surprises me. Kodo currently behind the rock, just getting bombarded with grenades, trying not to get knocked down. And look at that. They're just resilient with those grenades. They keep throwing them until they see on the kill feed that you get knocked down.
That's one thing with the smokes is it makes it so you can't be shot, but at the same time, you can't do much shooting either, so it's a great time to pull out those frag grenades and try to get those knocks with the grenades when you can't see them.
An interesting play there by Carnage as he decides to go ahead and push up the car, try to pick up Kodo, and then decides, you know what, it's not going to be worth it, backs up, a little bit of wasted time there. He wants to go ahead and pick up the teammate that's down. He might just go ahead and do that because two of his teammates are getting
headed to the zone.
They are getting to the zone. A lot of teams now are starting to push early, but look at this.
Driving right between two squads here, and somehow they don't get punished for it.
Super lucky plays there by them. LHW still in the exact same spot that they were early. They haven't moved. They're pretty much controlling this area. And as I say that, all of them get inside the car, except for LHW TDZ. And he's just knocking people up and apart here as he's using that sweet DP28 and also the Scar L.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be metting up and trying to hang out in the zone to protect his teammates until they're ready to get out of dodge.
BTR starts to move up. He gets knocked down there by LHW, getting some easy knocks. RRQ also going up against GT. A lot of stuff going on here, ladies and gentlemen, as LHW more than likely is going to go ahead and start throwing up those smokes.
I really like what they did there. They sent a couple guys to the zone to get position, and then they turned around to cover their teammates while they tried to join them. Look at the zone, hard shifting there to the south, and it does look like there's a bunch of squads well positioned. Rolex peeking there from Cloud9. He's going to take some damage to the zone, and he's just trying desperately to get there, but the circle is super small. The zone's starting to hurt. Lots of squads in the same spot.
Just at a huge disadvantage there. I'm actually loving LHW's awareness here. They're using the card for cover, and they're also just pretty much ramming it into that hay bale. And Illuminate getting knocked out there from side as Arrow's coming in and just third-partying a couple of players there from Illuminate.
LZD has been absolutely taking people out back to the shed. He's been crushing people so far, and again taking people out back to the shed. He's been crushing people so far, and again GT3U we focus on them.
12 kills and 2 members still up. One of them is knocked down as one of them decided to go ahead and just be out in the open. EVOS not taking the shots there, not taking the shots, and almost getting knocked down there by RRQ. They have to watch out. Look at this. Oh my goodness, this zone. LHW has just one player left, and he's pretty much smacked down the middle. He has done, somebody, LHW LCD has done 950 damage by himself.
It's a great game for him so far. Anything over 1,000 is a pretty solid performance, but it does look like the same teams, once again, are in the final circle. So we got Illuminate camping out. We've got Dari, which is again big Russian mod. Again, right around top 6 where they've been every single game. But you also see EVOS. Remember, EVOS got 2 players knocked first before anyone else. And here they are again, top 6. 2 players still left alive.
I'm loving the movement here. LHW had 2 players down. One player was able to go ahead and move around, pick him up, and then pick up the other guy as well. Great awareness there where everybody's at. And CBT had is still holding on. He's going for that placement. They haven't even noticed him. He hasn't even shot. He's
got the best position of anybody as far as the circle is concerned. He's laying down in the center of the zone, unseen currently. And it looks like LHW still trying. LZD trying to get it done here. Nades out. Let's see if this connects.
None of the teams left having 4 players. Everybody either has 3 players, 1 player, or 2 players interested. In fact, keep in mind, as it is starting to get here to the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen, LHW is just waiting patiently on the ground, being a snaky snake. Illuminate pushing forward, killing Torty there or knocking him down. And look at this. It's realized that LHW Sen is right next to him as Illuminate is just drinking some energy drinks. And EVOS being able to go in and knock some people down, but he also gets knocked down himself.
He paid for it right there. LHW Zen taken down, finished by JCZ. Illuminate getting the job done there. Senior, though, finishing out Bull Shark for EVOS, and that leaves them down with 1 player remaining. As Ernie in the middle, laying down along with Han. They're very, very close to each other. Very interesting to see, but RRQ Athena poised to take another victory here. They can clutch it out here.
Bad placing there by RRQ. As he was just pretty much moving forward. You cannot stay out in the open. And look at this. He's going to continue shooting until that player is fully killed.
Somewhere. So CPT finally not in the top 3 here. Really solid performance once again for them to get into the top 5. LHW, though, still holding strong. Still just impressive performance.
And LHW here barely getting on that health kit or on him.
He's betting, just trying to manage and trying to outlast here, trying to get another place here. And look at that, he does get Ernie. And oh my goodness, Maroon 5 takes down LHW. They will finish in 3rd, but now it's like Illuminate versus RRQ 2v2 to finish here.
And Illuminate pretty much did.
And RRQ Athena, both from Thailand, both trying to get the 1-up on each other to get this chicken.
It's currently on fire.
They know what this. Here we go.
Here comes the grenades. They definitely know. He gets taken out right there. Illuminate JC being able to take him out.
Returns fire. Look at that. Does the damage. Both of them hurt. But
here comes the push, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the push. Senior just pretty much trying to back him up. He's laying down.
Look at that kill.
Senior's going to go ahead and push. Is he going to be able to clutch it? He's able to clutch it, ladies and gentlemen.
Senior gets the kill. RRQ Athena goes back to back and gets another chicken dinner here in game number 4.
2 versus 1, nothing for him. Look at him. The players down there from RRQ, and then just wins the 1v1.
It was insane. That was absolutely crazy play there. Really nice to see one of the Thailand teams come up, step